Hey everyone, and welcome to our channel, Sandbox Bullies. A friend and I started this channel to showcase an animatic series of the same name. However, we're still putting on those finishing touches, so in the meantime, we plan to share our thoughts on various topics in entertainment. Today we're going to look at one of the biggest genres in music, alternative. Now, alternative is a blanket term for many subgenres in music, such as indie rock, psychedelic rock, grunge, punk, new wave, and dozens more. And it's these types of bands that I follow religiously and figured some could use more awareness. I strive to find new bands that have gone under the radar for most listeners, as I find that most of them have more passion for their music and their fans, and they have something to say that's really worth hearing. I have a long list of bands that I think need more eyes on them, and I've dwindled them down to 8 for this video based on a certain ranking system provided by Last.fm. Last.fm uses something they call scrobbling, which involves taking the last songs you played through your media player, such as iTunes or Spotify, and filing away the info to improve and better tailor the songs that are played for you through Last.fm. It's a weird term, but in other words, it means how many songs per artist that a listener on average really loves and wants Last.fm to use to help suggest songs in the future. One way I used this to help rank my list of bands for you was to see the average number of scrobbles per listener to see which band has the most passionate fans and or songs that really resonated with people. While bands like Imagine Dragons and Radiohead have upwards of 4 million active listeners on Last.fm accessible media players, I aimed to give you bands with less than 250,000. Starting off the list of bands that had the highest ratio of scrobbles to listeners is The Maine. I wasn't surprised at all to see this, as they are one of my top 3 alternative bands and have been around for over 10 years. They have over 7 albums under their belt, with the newest one, You Are Okay, having been released this past March, which I highly recommend, by the way. My personal favorite album is American Candy, as it's the first album of theirs that I listened to, and every song is filled with their notorious punk flair and catchy rhythms. Every album has its own thing going for it in my opinion, but 3 songs that'll help you get a better understanding for their style are Diet Soda Society, Listen to Your Heart, and Everything I Asked For. Next on this list is my actual favorite group ever since their first EP came out, Small Pools. Small Pools has a lot going for them and they definitely need more attention. They bring a new perspective to that bouncy indie pop you hear on the radio that will just make you want to get out of your seat and dance. And trust me, I'm no dancer. Luckily, they've gathered quite a following ever since their song Dreaming hit #1 on the Hype Machine charts during the summer of 2013. I remember working at Universal City Walk that summer and hearing the song come on the radio, and I had the biggest grin on my face knowing that one of my small bands was finally getting recognized. Now, if you're a fan of Walk the Moon, I highly recommend you check out Small Pools. Other than Dreaming, I'd say Social, Karaoke, and Passenger Side are very representative of what Small Pools has to offer. Next up is another heavy hitter in the indie rock subgenre, Coin. Having released an EP in both 2012 and 2013, they didn't start to gain mainstream traction until 2015 with their debut album's lead single, Run. I can't say it any better than Salon Fiction's review of the group, so here it goes. Coin's debut album introduced the world to their brand of indie pop, filled with catchy choruses and equally fun instruments, complemented by great riffs and synths. The fun vibe they bring and their insightfully deep lyrics spark a new type of energy in alternative music. And I think it's about time that they surpass blatant and drawn-out bands that dominate the radio nowadays. If you've never heard of Coin and you want to check them out, I highly recommend Growing Pains, Talk Too Much, and Hannah. Number 4 on this list is Bad Sons. If it weren't for iTunes' old single of the week, I probably never would have found this band. Seriously, Apple, why would you get rid of such a great feature? Why? Anyways, Bad Sons might sound familiar due to their single of the week, Cardiac Arrest, which hit Billboard's number 14 spot for alternative music. They bring an exciting and yet painfully truthful twist on the genre with melodramatic lyrics that dive deep into the harsh truth of the universe. Their uniqueness is definitely worth a listen, but if you're stressed for time, check out Pretend, Off She Goes, Transpose, and Daft's Pretty Boys. Starting the latter half of this list is Mr. Wives. Now, Mr. Wives is apparently unable to generate filler songs for their albums. I mean, seriously, every song showcases what they have to offer. At first, their debut album flooded the market with their explosive energy, but then their sophomore album came and blew us out of the water. Coming from Billboard themselves, they matched a big ambition with an even bigger sound. I also think their singles hit the nail straight on the head. So give them a listen and check out some of my favorites by them: Reflections, Let the Light In, and Twisted Tongue. Another band that matches Mr. Y's explosive energy is Magic Man. Magic Man has unfortunately only one album, which puts them towards the bottom of the list. However, I'd be lying if I said it wasn't a near perfect album. You could pick any song at random and get a fun blast of dancey, energizing music that fills your blood with electricity and Red Bull. Paris is probably their most popular song, but I'm also addicted to Apollo, Out of Mind, and Waves. If you like small pools and coin, Magic Man is definitely right up your alley. Next up is another dancey electronic pop band that's gained quite a following ever since their debut album Danced Its Way Into Our Hearts, AJR. They brought a common element in musical theater into the alternative genre by incorporating an overture at the beginning of their first two albums. It was a pretty genius move that allowed listeners to gain a sense of what their tone and style was in about 2 minutes. On top of their genuine social commentary, they're able to pump you up with their bubbly anthems and orchestration, and they'll be stuck in your head for the rest of the day. I'd recommend Living on Love, 100 Bad Days, and Netflix Trip. Last but not least is a British indie rock band, Catfish and the Bottlemen. Aside from their aesthetically genius album covers, they bring a breath of fresh air with their grittier tone and down-to-earth lyrics that inspire your head with emotionally gripping thoughts and wonderments. They're not known for having a signature song, which makes their newest album's name, The Balance, almost a self-aware statement. But every song will captivate you and make you daydream before you realize that the song has already ended. If you're a fan of the 1975 or Cage the Elephant, Catfish and the Bottlemen is definitely worth checking out. Some of my favorites by them are Fluctuate, Fallout, and Seven. Thanks for sticking around, everyone. If you liked our list and would like to see some more bands that are worth checking out, please like this video, comment your favorite alternative band, and please share this video with a friend. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a beat, and get on out there and discover those hidden gems that'll resonate best with you. Bye, everyone.